Little fish, yeah. If you can't swim, you gonna drown, ho. We ain't gonna say you either.
Hello guys, this is your boy Kid FX Trader and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I will be breaking down the support and resistance. I know many people trade this support and resistance thing, but they don't really pay attention on most important things, guys. So I'll be focusing on NZD/USD. So by support and resistance, we have something like this, guys. We have something like this. And a lot of people focus on this, guys. A lot of people focus on zones. They focus on zones. They focus on zones to enter the trades. To enter the trades, guys. So it's not a bad thing, but I think we should try to put our focus also here, because whatever happens here tell us what we should expect here. What we should expect here. It's either we expect a breakout or we expect a reversal. So the only thing that will determine that we expect a breakout or we expect a reversal is what we see. Is what we see here, guys. It's what we see here. It's what we see here. And market is not perfect. If you are waiting for a perfect setup, I don't believe we will have traders, guys. I don't believe we will have traders. Some people be expecting something like this. Some people be expecting something like this on the market. Um, the accuracy, something like this, something like this. You will never see such a thing on the market. Just because people teach it like this doesn't make it's going to appear like this. So it's something that you should not expect, but you should know that you should know how to capitalize on the market. You will never find something like this on the market, guys. Believe me, you will never. So it's either you are going to get the irregular patterns, maybe irregular patterns, something that you didn't expect, but it is what it is. It is what it is, guys. So our focus, it's okay to expect something like this. It's okay to expect something like this on the market, because ish, market is crazy, guys. Market is crazy. Market is crazy. So what I mean by looking here, it's all those patterns. We should know how the market should approach our support or resistance. So we should look for something like breakouts for confirmation. You don't just enter because the market is on the zone. No, you don't just enter. There must be a confirmation that tells you if the market is going to break or the market is going to reverse. So this is what you should be looking for. Those kind of patterns when the market approaches your zone. Those kind of patterns when the market approaches your zone. So this is some of the things that you should pay attention on. And you should know when the pattern is about to break. You should know when the pattern is about to break. So this is basically how you should trade support and resistance. You don't just trade because the market is on the zone. For example, by looking, let me say this is our price. Let me say this is our price. Let me say this is our price. Some people may ask, how do you know if it's going to break? For example, this is something you should look for. 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 By knowing impulse correction and impulse, this is something you should look for. This is something you should look for if the market is about to break your zone. This is something that you should look for, because this is our impulse, then this is our correction. This is our impulse. So if market start to move impulsively and we get our corrective movement, then we get our impulsive movement, then we know something is about to change. We know something is about to change here. So we no longer take such trades. We no longer take such trades of sell. You should bear in mind that the way market breaks your trend line says a lot about the direction. The way market breaks your trend line says a lot about your future direction. For example, you are trading support and resistance, but this is how market breaks out. This is how market breaks out. Let me do it. Let me do this. Let me say this is your trend line, then this is your breakout, then you enter sell here because the market broke. But this corrective movement says a lot about the false breakout, guys. Says a lot about the false breakout. Says a lot about the false breakout. So you should bear in mind with this corrective movement. It, some people see it as a first flag. Some people see it as a first flag. I don't say it won't go down here. Say we will never go down here. But according to what I've backtested, 90% of my trades, when they break out in such a manner, they go opposite direction. Not all the time. I say 90% of my trade. I'm talking about my trades, guys, not anyone's trade. So when it broke like this, it goes straight to the opposite direction in most cases when I trade. So that's basically how I know that we are about to break our zone here. This corrective movement says a lot about breaking the zone. Then I know we will have something like this. I know we will have something like this. I know we will have something like this. So in most cases, that's what I've realized when taking the trades, guys. That's what I've realized when taking my trades. Let's look at NZD/USD. Our weekly time frame, this is our high, can be seen as our zone. This also can be seen as our zone, guys. This also can be seen as our zone. Let me try and do it like this. This also may be seen as our zone. So imagine trading support and resistance only. I see a lot of confusion because this might also be seen as our zone here. So I see a lot of confusion. That is why you must be familiar with the patterns. That is why you must be familiar with the patterns, guys. So basically, I will say this is what I have here. I will say this is what I have, but this one is not important. This one is not important for me. The important one is this one. It's this one, guys, because that's where market is currently at. So by looking at daily time frame, already we broke our weekly trend line. So by looking at our weekly, I mean daily time frame, this is what we have. This is what we have, guys. So meaning now our focus is here. Meaning now our focus is here. meaning our focus is here. So this is basically what we have. Let me see. Let me do it like this. Let me do it like this. So this is basically what we have. Some people might see it as zone here, zone here, and also zone here. But let me not make my chart dirty. Let me delete this one and delete this one. But we know where our market is. So imagine trading support and resistance like this. How are you going to get the confirmation that if this is sell or this is buy, if you don't have confirmations, or if you don't know the patterns, or if you can't forecast the market? How are you going to predict such things? Because already um this seems like impulse correction impulse, but we are not sure about it because the structure is not yet complete. But if you could forecast, then we might end up having something like this, guys. We might end up having something like this. So there should be a lot of things that you should know, because this is a daily time frame, and we take our entries using 1 hour or 30 minutes time frame. So I won't be surprised if price fall to here, then it shoots up to here, then we fall aggressive, guys. Then we fall aggressive. I won't be surprised, but I didn't draw my pattern yet. I didn't draw my pattern yet. Maybe if after I draw my pattern, I will have a different scenario. I will have a different scenario. Let me check. Let me check. Let me check here. Honestly, we broke weekly time frame. Honestly, we broke weekly time frame. Let me put this one line here. But by looking here, seems like we have an expanding pattern. It seems like we have an expanding pattern. This looks like expanding pattern. And also, this candlestick says a lot. This candlestick says a lot about more momentum to the upside. This candlestick says a lot about more momentum to the downside. So bear in mind, we might be looking for buy opportunities. We might be looking for some buy opportunities. We might be looking for some buy opportunities, guys. So let's jump to 4 hour time frame. We are trying to combine support and resistance with patterns, because support and resistance only, for me, it's like a gamble or something. But many people have their way of trading it. Many people have their way of trading it, and this is my way of trading support and resistance, guys. This is my way of trading support and resistance. Already, we might break here. According to me, I see uh, just a corrective phase here, especially if we cool down to 1 hour. This simply looks like this, guys. This simply looks like this. This simply looks like this, guys. This simply looks like this. I could feel it in my heart, especially on 1 hour. But then we will look how it goes. We will look how it goes. This is a trend line. Then we broke. This is a zone. This is a zone here. We have a zone here. We have a zone here. Here. We have a zone here. So basically what we have, or basically what I'm looking for, is to go long to the upside. So these zones, guys, we use them when we want to put our stop losses and our take profits. We use them when we want to to place our stop losses and our take profit. But I can't put my take profit here. I can't do this, guys. I can't do this and put my take profit here. I don't take such stupid returns, so I will be targeting my 90% rule. If I could say I settle for less, I will be targeting my 90% rule. So if I want to go higher than that, this is where I will basically set my TP by knowing patterns, guys, not by knowing support and resistance, by knowing patterns, because support and resistance is just a lot of confusion. It's just a lot of confusion. So this is where I'll be targeting it. This is where I'll be targeting it. I don't discriminate people who use support and resistance for trading. Maybe it does work for them, but it doesn't work for me without patterns, guys. It doesn't work for me without patterns. So this is basically what we have. When we jump to our 1 hour time frame, when we jump to our 1 hour time frame, this is basically what we have. We broke the high. This seemed like a high. We broke the high. This seems like a reversal candlestick. So there is more momentum to the upside, guys. There is more momentum to the upside. But I'm not saying we can't have something like this by knowing market structure. I'm not saying we might not have something like this. It is possible to have something like that. That's what people call first flag. That's what people call first flag. But it goes in hand to hand with impulse, corrective impulse. I don't know if it's a strategy or it's a market structure, whatever it is. It goes hand to hand with impulse, corrective impulse thing. After first flag, we expect another impulse to the same direction. If we have impulse here, we expect correction as a first flag after breakout. So this is basically what we will have. Then we'll shoot again to the upside. So there's nothing to stress about. There's nothing to stress about. Yeah, there's nothing to stress about. So this is basically what we will be expecting after we broke our after we broke our first flag. Maybe we might break it here, or maybe we might break it on here. So this is basically what we will be expecting after we break our first flag. So but for now, momentum is to the upside, guys. Momentum is to the upside. So by trading support and resistance, you should know what to expect when the market reaches these zones, these areas. You should know what to expect, guys. Like for example here, let me make an example here. Let me use this tool. Example here. Let's jump to 1 hour time frame. This is basically what we have. This is basically what we have. This is basically what we have here. This is basically what we have here. This is basically what we have here. We had our breakout here, but some people might see it as a false breakout. It's not a false breakout. Sometimes market takes time to go to a certain direction. Sometimes market takes time to go to certain direction. So if you took this trade and your stop loss was here, your target is here, you were going to be kicked out with a stop loss. But you don't give up on trading. You don't give up. You just adjust. You adjust. Then you wait for another breakout, guys. You wait for another breakout. So if you adjust, then you wait for another breakout. This is basically what you will do. um you enter with your breakout here, maybe your target there, maybe your target there, maybe your target there. This is basically what you will have. So by looking at this, guys, by looking at this, you are at your zone, you are at your zone, you are at your zone, and there is something that confirms that on this zone there is a reversal, there is a reversal of the market. You don't just enter because you are at the zone. No, you don't do that. What if you are at the zone but this happens, this happened, then you entered. When we ask you why you took that trade, you don't know. You say I was trading support and resistance. No, there are things that you should look for before you take your trade at support and resistance level. Bear in mind the topic of support and resistance is very long, but I promise you that, guys, this is just part one of it. So I'll be busy with part two, then maybe in a week or after 2 weeks you guys will get the video. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe